Hey, grab that right there. Are you ready?
Oh.
Is you ready?
Ready.
You say you ready.
Oh.
Whole squad ready.
Ready.
Is you ready? Are you ready?
Ready.
Is you ready? Whole squad ready. We came here to see Jet. What you got? No, not on my watch.
No way.
4 years ago this week, Green Bay took its talents to Minneapolis, and Aaron Jones put on a primetime show.
Jones around the left end. He makes the turn outside the numbers 40, 45, 50. He's going to go. Touchdown. Nobody will catch him. Aaron Jones has broken it open with a dagger of a run.
Since 2019, Showtime has 4 games with 100-plus scrimmage yards versus the Vikings, more than any other NFL running back against Minnesota over that span.
Jones around the left end. He's into the clear to the 40. Left sidelines 30. Angled out of bounds near the 20. Oh, what a play. Bouncing left. He's got the corner. 40, 35, 30. Cuts it back. 25, 20. Into a crowd. And down he goes.
On Sunday, Jones played his 100th career game. Over his 7 seasons, the former 5th rounder has racked up more than 8,000 total yards and 68 total touchdowns. For the 3rd straight season, Aaron Jones of the Packers will finish the regular season with a couple of games in the NFC North Division, beginning with a border battle in Minneapolis Sunday night.
We're going into a great environment next week in Minnesota and against a really good football team. And, you know, it's going to be a great challenge, but this is what we prepare for all year, every day, every week. So we'll be excited about that opportunity.
You know, we got to go finish the season off. We have to win these last 2 games. So, like I said, we're going to do the same thing we've been doing all season, taking 1 game at a time. But we know to keep those hopes alive, we got to, you know, give ourselves a chance. We got to win these last 2. So we all know what's in front of us, and we know what, you know, we're capable of. So we're just going to go finish this thing off, take it 1 week at a time.
Welcome back. This one-on-one is brought to you by Brew Pub. Lots of matzo pizza. Zach, what was it like? It seems like, okay, you guys are in control. I think it was 30-16 or something in the 4th quarter. And then when you feel like, hey, we might be losing control here, and they're still playing, obviously. What's that feeling like then?
It's the NFL, so you know you're going to have to earn everything you get. So we knew we were going to have to face adversity at some point. You know, we had a few drives on offense that we weren't really producing, but at the end of the day, when it mattered most, we got the W.
Aaron had over 100 yards rushing. You guys allowed just 1 sack. Now, as a collective unit, that's a pretty good day for the offensive line at first blush.
Yeah. Then they have some good players on the defensive line. Obviously, I mean, obviously we want the number to be 0, but anytime you can, you know, not allow a bunch of sacks and a bunch of pressure, then it's a good day.
What do you think of Jordan Love's performance, attitude, leadership this season, his first as a starter?
I like his demeanor in the huddle, like on the field. He never gets too high, never gets too low. He's a very calming presence in the locker room, on the field. And, like, you know, we went through some adversity this year, and he always came in. He was always the same person. He's somebody you can trust to do his job and to, you know, go even above and beyond doing his job. You just got to give him time and protect him, and he'll make plays.
You individually have enjoyed an outstanding season at right tackle. Do you feel like, you know what, I could do this for the rest of my football life?
Yeah, but I'm pretty hard on myself. I think y'all know that. You know, there's obviously still some things I need to get better at. That's just the mentality that I come in with. That, you know, I try to be mature. I try to do things the right way, and obviously on the field, I try to control the controllables, just knowing the playbook, knowing what to do, knowing what to expect, and I think that's a big part of my game too.
First rounder Lucas Van Ness, doing just fine, thank you. Chiefs game. Lucas, more comfortable with his hand down, says it helps us get off, and he's working one-on-one. He gets his hands on the blocker, and then he comes with the left arm rip. You see it right there? That enables him to squeeze the corner, and he's in sacking the world famous and very mobile Patrick Mahomes. Buccaneers game, and Lucas and Devontae Wyatt are getting ready to run what's called a TE, or tackle end stunt, where the tackle goes first and the end loops around him. Watch Lucas. He doesn't start the stunt right away, and what he's doing is allowing Devontae time to wreak some havoc inside. Devontae, great job of penetrating. He gets on the hip of that tackle, and now the Buccaneers are screwed. The tackle can't stay with Lucas. The guard can't come off on Lucas because he's got to block Devontae, and neither is in position to switch off. Beautiful execution, and Lucas is in on Baker Mayfield for the sack. Well done by all involved. Carolina game, and the Panthers widen Lucas out with the tight end, but now he's working one-on-one, and he starts with power. After that, he transitions to the rip, and then he puts a 272-pound hit on Bryce Young. That might have had something to do with a slightly off-target pass that falls incomplete. This play probably says as much about Lucas as anything. Another one-on-one situation, and Lucas starts with power. Then he moves to the edge with the rip, but this time Bryce Young steps up in the pocket. Is Lucas out of the play? Just watch him. He doesn't break stride. Look how relentless he is, and relentlessness is a job requirement for every good pass rusher. As a rookie, Lucas now has 3 sacks and 9 hits on the quarterback. As a rookie, Rashawn Gary had 2 sacks and 7 hits on the quarterback. Lucas Van Ness is doing just fine.
That's something Preston Smith brings to the party each and every game. He just got a feel for things.
Under pressure, and he's hit a sack. Preston Smith.
There's a guy that just flat out gets it.
He does. He's been playing a long time, and that's one of his best attributes, his FBIs, as we call it, his football intelligence.
Scrambles left. He's hit by Preston Smith and taken down. Wow.
It was the perfect game plan for me, man. Just unleash me and just let us rush up front and let us play football.
Back to throw Young under pressure. Yes. Hit a sack. Preston Smith.
He's a great leader for us, a tone setter on the defense side of the ball.
Last Sunday marked the 16th time in Smith's career he's logged multiple sacks in a game. 3 of those occasions have come against this week's opponent, the Minnesota Vikings. In fact, it happened in Week 8.
Knocked down, ball loose. Hit on the play by Preston Smith, and the Packers have it.
But the defense struggled as a whole against their division rivals back in October as the Vikes racked up 24 first downs in more than 36 minutes in time of possession. Flash forward to present day, and the D is still looking for a spark to finish the season strong.
We just got to keep fighting, man. It's coming down to these next 2 games, but we got to focus on each game at a time.
Throws to the side, intercepted, and it's first down for the Packers.
Certainly there's a lot of things we can do better from a coaching standpoint and also an execution standpoint. It's a collective effort. I really believe that. We've got to go out there and play our best ball.
Hit in the backfield, driven down.
We got to start strong and we got to finish strong. It's hard to win on the road. We got to go out there into Minnesota and we got to give our all and we got to make sure that we make the plays that come to us.
Snap to Love. Fires late over the middle. Broken up to Romeo Doubs. The Vikings take over, and that should do it.
Just watching, our first game that we played the Vikings, just kind of seeing plays that are being made, some of the missed stops we had. I think we're definitely a different team, a different offense, and we've grown into understanding what we need to do and ways to fix that going forward. So I definitely think we're a better offense than we were the first time we played.
Takes quarterback sneak to the end zone.
No question.
Touchdown.
Checking the math, the numbers do seem to back up what Jordan Love claims. The Packer offense has hit its stride since Week 8, averaging over 370 yards a contest, and most importantly, taking care of the football. But the Vikings defense remains stingy, a top 10 scoring unit with the #1 blitz rate in the league, and game wreckers like Danielle Hunter.
In trouble again, and down he goes.
They bring chaos. They want to blitz you, and you got to hold up under that pressure, and they did a really good job the first time we played them. So it's going to be a great challenge, but one that we're really excited for.
The New Year's Eve stage is set with plenty of playoff implications at stake inside U.S. Bank Stadium.
This is one of the best venues to play a football game in. They do a great job of making it chaotic for opposing offenses.
We all know what's in front of us going forward, what we got to do to finish the season off to have a chance to make the playoffs.
Throws it upside, he's got that! Touchdown!
We all know what's at stake. We got a one-track mind right now, and that's everything on the Minnesota Vikings. And this is a really good football team, so it's going to be a great challenge.
Welcome to Best of the Locker Room. Be it running, passing, or scoring, the Carolina game cast a whole new light on the Packer offense. Jordan Love says we're encouraged, but not enamored.
I don't think anybody has thought we've arrived at all. You know, I think we have that mindset that it's a process every week, and you know, even on the good days, you know, we're still trying to find the little parts in our game that we can improve and get better at. So it's a week in and week out thing that we just got to keep growing, keep learning until the season's over with.
The Packer defense, meanwhile, has been taking a beating on social media. Players see that stuff. Quay Walker would prefer not to.
I don't have Twitter. I rarely be on social media, for real. I just try to stay away from it because it can creep into your mind. It's going to be a lot of naysayers out there. Everybody having an opinion on everything, what we should be doing. I just don't try to pay attention to it. Just try to focus on this team and what we got in this building. That's all I can do.
And finally, for how the Jair Alexander suspension played in the Packer locker room, here's A.J. Dillon.
That has nothing to do with me at all. You know, I still got to go and wake up and do my job. I still have to, you know, go out there and, you know, be a leader in our room and still, you know, be there for my teammates and still try to come and put my best foot forward. It's an unbelievable opportunity we got in front of us. Sunday Night Football, you know, everything that we want is kind of right there for us. So, you know, this is what you kind of look forward to when you grow up playing football, these types of games. So I think the vibes are great.
You know what it's like to be the one singular focus. And obviously, there's some distractions in Jair's situation as a leader on this team. How do you maybe compartmentalize, or how do you focus on what you need to focus on the team while dealing with that situation?
Man, I think, you know, everybody's always got different situations and stuff they got to worry about. You know, everybody's a grown man. Some people have families, some people don't. Some people got other things going on outside of here. You know, the focus is to try to, you know, when you come in here, you know, just focus on that goal. This week's goal is to go 1-0, win this game, and put ourselves in a great position. So, as far as anything else, that's really where my mind's at.
Does that suspension detract from that focus at all?
Man, that has nothing to do with me at all. You know, I still got to go and wake up and do my job. I still have to, you know, go out there and, you know, be a leader in our room and still, you know, be there for my teammates and still try to come and put my best foot forward. As far as anything else, you know, that everything else around here, those decisions are not mine. None of that's mine. So that opinion, not mine.
What do you think this offense is at going into this game, the do-or-die game, where your offense is at right now?
I think we're good. I think, you know, we continue to find a way to win, get those points when we needed to respond when they tied it up. We got down there. And, you know, I think that's, you know, once again, those building blocks. I keep talking about kind of that momentum and building off each game. And so I think we're good. I still think, obviously, there's stuff we can clean up, stuff we can get better at, like there is every week on every team. But you know, I think as far as if you're looking at the graph, it's definitely charting up.
I know it's one game at a time, but this is a do-or-die game for you. Mm-hmm. Playoffs, so obviously you guys want to get into the tournament. The mindset of this team going into this game in prime time.
Just like you said, we started the playoffs last week. So, you know, that's kind of where we're at.
I
I know it wasn't your decision, but did the decision for Josh surprise you at all? Like, were you expecting something like that to happen?
Man, like you said, it wasn't my decision. I'm not even going to have an opinion on it. I just, keep doing my thing and, try to be as, prominent and helpful to the team and the teammates as I can.
How's the thumb?
Huh?
How's the thumb?
Yeah, it's still attached. So, man, it's annoying for sure. Definitely frustrating, but, like I said last week, we're doing everything we can. Doing everything I can to be out there and, as helpful as I can be in whatever capacity that is.
Are you able to do more with it, or is this more of you're going to need to let the off-season fix this?
Google is your best friend. If you look up what that's supposed to look like, we're just trying our best and trying to do the best I can, but definitely frustrating.
Are you going to have surgery on that in the off-season?
Man, one day at a time, but I think we're in a really good place. I'm locked in. I'm excited to be able to go out there. I was excited to get off the sidelines last week and actually be out there for a little bit, which was definitely nice. That game the week before was killing me, not being able to be out there.
I was nice to have Aaron.
They put you in some positions down on the goal line, with that thumb there. So obviously it went very well for you.
Yeah. There were some plays that definitely went well. Just part of the game, just trying to, be as helpful as I can and do what I can and figuring out, what I can do.
How nice was to have Aaron Jones, and how much does he open up this offense like he had last week?
Man, it's great. It's great. We had some awesome offensive line play, especially, starting off that game. They're really coming off the rock. We knew that last week they're going to be a fast flow, over-the-top defense. And I think we came back at them, two outside zones, cut back there, good blocking, Tucker Kraft blocking upfield and stuff, and, sprung some good runs, Jonesy breaking tackles, stiff-arming people. It was great. That's the way, our run game is designed. He's obviously a tremendous player. Aaron's obviously a tremendous player. Lucky to have him, lucky to, share a backfield with him. But, it's awesome when, everybody, obviously the plays are drawn up, on paper, but it's awesome when you're like, oh man, that block happened, or Aaron hits it and he stiff arms, makes a guy miss. Like, that's how it's, supposed to look. And, I was happy that, we were doing that at a high level. The first 100-yard rusher this year, so got to give it to him.
At the end of it, you just got to stick to your assignment and do your job, and everything else will flow with it.
How are you feeling after your first full action, I guess you could say? You're a little bit, first time back, a little bit limited, but you got more reps.
It felt good. It felt good being back out there, especially being back down south, closer to home. So I had, it was on a 3-hour drive from home, so I had like 20 people up for the game. So it was just a nice little Christmas Eve for me. Quiet.
How much has Addison opened things up for Jefferson this season, and what does he bring to that offense?
Oh man, they're just another explosive little person, another shifty, another guy like to where for a fact they can get open, make his own little things and all that stuff. So he just get him another weapon, another threat to a quarterback can throw to.
Especially with how much you've had to deal with injuries. You never want anyone to get injured, but Hockenson to be out. I'm sure you guys weren't disappointed to see that you won't have to have him on the field.
Oh yeah, I mean it's always lost, especially I know for a fact it's gonna be a long recovery from a lot of little ups and down roads and all stuff. So I'm praying for the best of them. But I know for a fact they got another guys coming in, another guys coming up. It's another time for them to make their mark, and we just can't let that happen.
Thank you.
Were you surprised this morning to come in and John been suspended for one game?
I was surprised. Like I didn't know anything and all that, but I'm just leave it up to Matt. That's his decision and all that stuff, and I'm just ride with it.
But you guys moved during the game. You've gone out there.
It was clear as day. You could see when he went out there and all that stuff. I was sitting down on the sideline or whatever, and then when I looked up, he was out there. So it was too much more. It wasn't no more to say.
Jair Alexander, has an image of a jokester. A guy who likes to have fun when he's playing football. Tell fans what he's like as a teammate.
As a teammate, he's a great guy, man. Like he's a guy that you'll go to battle with, who you'll go to war with, because for a fact, at the end of the day, like he's giving it his all. So like no matter what, like I love a guy like that. Like he's a jokester, he's a clown and all that stuff, but between the lines, he's a dog, he's an animal, he's different. and that's what I love about him.
You feel a little shorthanded going into Minnesota, like going against Jefferson without him?
No, we got dogs in the room. Like, that's what I keep saying. Like, we got CV, we got me, we got Keith, we got other guys that, like, we know for a fact that been playing before. Like, I wasn't here. Like, I mean, like, I wasn't playing for the past 13 months, whatever. So we got dogs that been here, been in the moment and all that stuff. So it's just their time to step up.
Is he the most unique teammate you've ever had as far as off the field?
Most unique, nah, because I had George Pickens, so nah. But yeah, like it's different. Like both of them are different people that you just gotta realize, like they different. Like it's no harm, it's no foul, it's nothing. Like they just different people. Like I love different though. So yeah, I love it.
So you're really looking about going against this challenge without Ja, going up against Jefferson and those weapons there in Minnesota without question.
I mean, like, I'm ready for whoever it is. Like, it don't matter who it is. It could be Jefferson, it could be Addison, it could be KJ Osborne. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we could be, like, we ready, like, we preparing for this week and for whoever.
You don't have Jaden, you don't have Christian, you don't have Dontavian all of a sudden with the injury. How beneficial is it for you as quarterback to still have Romeo? You know, he had a great start to his season. As the young guys have ascended, he's kind of blended in more. How much of a benefit was that for you to still have him?
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, with guys going down, not everybody being healthy this week, you know, that's when you need other guys to step up. And obviously, I think Rome knew that going into the game, and he, you know, did what he's been doing all year, making plays. But you know, I think just his confidence right now too, the way he's playing is all playing into that. But I mean, it helps a lot to have him out there making those plays.
After Tucker did the hurdle here and kind of took the shot to the midsection, were you surprised that he went for that approach again?
No, I'm not. You know, you never know what you're going to expect. I feel like with Tucker running the ball, but I think he's obviously going out there trying to, you know, make those plays, make those explosive plays, hurdle somebody, and kind of just get the offense going, bring some juice. But yeah, I was not surprised by him doing it again.
What has he meant to you guys the last month or so?
He's been huge. You know, with Luke going down, just needs somebody to step up in that role. He's done a really good job, and it's just blossomed, and he's out there making play after play. And I think he's another guy that's getting a lot more comfortable with every rep, and you can see it. So he's been huge.
I mean this in the best way, but does Tucker got a little crazy in him? Because that seems, you know, it didn't go well the first time he did it, and to have no hesitation to go right back there and do that again seems a little crazy.
Yeah, he is. I think, you know, even just the hit he took, like landing on his back, and able to just pop right back up and, you know, have some juice getting up and things like that. So, I mean, I'm fully expecting him to try it again next game. So.
How about you?
No.
Why not?
If the opportunity presents itself, maybe, but yeah, I'm not planning on doing that.
He might be able to teach you.
He might,
what to do wrong. You know.
I don't want to follow his footsteps.
Yeah.
Jordan, what were your biggest takeaways about how the Vikings defended you guys here in that game?
Yeah, I mean, I think they did some really good things. You know, I think they mix up their coverages, their looks, their pressures. They do a good job of just mixing everything up, keeping you on your toes. So, you know, obviously, I think that was our first time seeing it. And, you know, we'll have a better plan going into it, be able to expect some of the stuff a little bit more. But I think they do a good job defensively.
Jordan, how do you feel like this offense has grown since the first time you faced the Vikings?
Yeah, I think we've grown a lot. Just watching, you know, our first game that we played the Vikings yesterday, and just kind of seeing the plays that are being made, kind of some of the missed stops we had. You know, I think we're definitely a different team, a different offense, and some of those plays we missed on, I think, you know, we've grown into understanding what we need to do and ways to fix that going forward. So I definitely think we're a better offense than we were the first time we played them.
You know, over that last month and a half to where you are now, how important has it been for you to see you grow along with everybody else grow? And I'm sure you knew this is in everybody to get this done, but to actually see it to come to fruition, how fun is it then to see the development there?
Yeah, it's been awesome. You know, I think that's one thing we knew coming into the season, that it was going to be a process, and it's all about developing and getting better every week, and just trusting it, staying true to the process. And you know, I think everybody's done that. And just, you know, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. There was going to be highs and lows to it, but everybody stuck together and just kind of continued to find ways to get better every week.
Do you ever lose faith, not in the process, but maybe in the idea that the process could to this point in this season? Do you ever think, boy, this might be a year here with all this youth that we have?
No, I think like I said, I knew it was going to be a process, and I knew, who knows how long it's going to take. But I think the exciting part about it is some of those mistakes that we were making early on in the season. Now we've corrected those things and we're turning them into big time plays. And just the way we're meshing right now, and even last game, like getting in a hole, having a couple 3-and-outs late in the game, and then having a tie game, and just able to take that last drive we had and march down the field. And when we needed it, that's just growth right there. And some of the games we had earlier in the season, we were able to win those. So I don't think there's been any, not trusting it, not trusting the process, but I think everybody's been committed to it. So.
Jordan, at the same time, you don't feel like you guys have arrived yet either. I mean, it was 2 weeks ago in New York where you guys didn't have it going the way you wanted to offensively. So how do you make sure you take what you did against Carolina and make sure that's the beginning of even more upward arrow stuff?
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody has thought we've arrived at all. I think we have that mindset that it's a process every week, and even on the good days, we're still trying to find the little parts in our game that we can improve and get better at. So it's a week in and week out thing that we just got to keep growing, keep learning until the season's over with.
So where does that confidence come from? And you mentioned the 3-and-outs, right? I mean, it would have been easy to maybe, and again, I'm not just talking about you, but group-wide, to maybe lose a little bit of that in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. We didn't lose any confidence, even with some of those negative plays and 3-and-outs, things like that. I mean, we know what type of offense we are. We know what we're capable of when we're, everyone's executing at a high level and hitting on those plays. So, I don't think nobody flinched, nobody batted an eye and lost confidence. We were all confident, knowing that, if we do play our ball, we're going to go put up those points.
Jordan, a couple of guys on the defense earlier in the season in that kind of Broncos-Raiders stretch were saying we need to help the offense out until they figure stuff out. Do you guys feel it's maybe flipped? I'm not asking you to bash the defense because, they're not going to play lights out the whole season, but do you guys feel like you have to put up high 20s, 30s to help fuel you guys to the playoffs here?
I mean, I think, it's team sport. It's always, you're trying to find that mesh of, all right, what does the offense need to do to win? What does the defense need to do? And, you just got to play off how the game's going. But I think the mindset for the offense is always trying to put up as many points as we can and just make the game not even close, try and help the defense out in any way we can. And I think it's all about control. We control, and what can we control is how many points we put up, how we execute on offense. We can't control what happens with the defense, things like that. So we always go in that mindset, just try to put up as many points as possible.
Jordan, I'm guessing because Tom is good at his job, he warned you that there'd probably be a Jair question or two. You have his situation, you had Devondre, what he posted last week, and then you've got questions about Joe's job status. I'm wondering how inside the locker room you're handling kind of the possible distractions that could be there, making sure with what you guys have at stake, you're not kind of letting it affect you guys in any way.
Yeah, I don't think any of that is affecting anybody in the locker room. Like I said, I think we all know what's in front of us going forward, what we got to do to finish the season off, to have a chance to make the playoffs, and just how important that is to everyone in the locker room. So I don't think anyone's letting any outside, noise, things that are going on outside affect us.
Some of it's inside, obviously, though, too, right? So I'm curious with where you're at, because your position is obviously a leadership position. You have your own leadership style. Are you able to, at this point in your career, influence kind of how things are handled when there's an issue like you guys are dealing with Ja, or is that not quite in your comfort zone yet?
Sorry, can you ask the question again?
Well, I'm just trying. So obviously the last guy had been here forever, so he had a different presence. You're at a point where you're growing into that still. So when there are issues in here, how do you go about exerting your influence to kind of try and get things headed in the right direction inside the line?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just trying to talk to guys, be in their ear, be the voice that they might need to hear, that they don't want to hear, things like that. So at the same time, it's controlling what I can control. It's just trying to get the offense, get the defense, bring guys together so we're all moving in the same direction. And like I said, just understanding what's in front of us. And but yeah.
What's Jair like as a teammate? Is it a guy that likes to keep it light, kind of joke around a little bit?
How would you describe it?
Yeah, I think Ja, he has a unique personality, but I think Jair is a great teammate. I mean, I think he always has, the right interest in his heart, and he's always trying to be out there and put his best foot forward on the field. Yeah.
I know it's never perfect up front, but how have you seen Rasheed kind of grow in these last few weeks as he's kind of settled in there a little bit more?
Yeah, I think she's done an awesome job. Obviously, there's, every play there's little things that we always want to clean up. We know it's not going to be perfect, but I think that's the thing. He's been able to clean up a lot of the kind of mistakes that we were making early on, some of those penalties, things like that. And obviously, when he's out there in pass pro, he's been doing a really good job just handling that left side. And then obviously in the run game, he's been doing some really good things. But I think it's all the the little critical errors that happened during the game. I think when he's been able to clean those up, I think he's playing at a high level.
Jordan, right now, I think you guys lead the league in goal to go. What's sort of been the key being able to finish those drives the way you have to this point in the season?
Can you say it again, sorry?
Just you guys right now lead in goal to goal in terms of finishing drives and touchdown. What do you think the key's been there for you guys and the efficiency you've had down that side of the field?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with, Matt and Steno. I think they do a really good job just getting us ready for goal zone, putting in some awesome plays for us. And obviously, having two great running backs with Aaron and AJ, being able to hand the ball off sometimes down there and let them just put their head down and finish the end zone is huge. And then when we get in past situations, I think we've had some really good concepts down there. And, guys are executing at a high level and getting open, and they're making plays down there. So I think, we're a diverse offense that can do a whole lot down there scheme-wise. So I think it's tough for the defense to stop everybody, but I think it's something that we focus on every week with our goal zone day, just getting ourselves ready for the goal zone.
You said this is a better offense than we played in Minnesota the first time, but last year got the turnaround of the season. During those moments when on the outside things look pretty bleak at times early in the season, what did you see to make you think that you guys could be at this spot now? What were you seeing in those moments?
Yeah, I think early on, it was just execution. Like you look back on film, the plays were there to be made, and it was just little things that, one person messing up or just a lack of execution on some of the plays that were not letting us be successful. So I think we were holding ourselves back more than anything, and it just took, fixing these little things and staying locked in on every play that would get us over the hump. But like I said, I think there was plenty of plays out there to be made that we just weren't making those plays. And looking back on it now, we're able to start making these plays, and I think that's why we're a different offense right now.
Was it pretty widespread? Like it wasn't just one thing, it was a whole bunch of little things. Was that kind of how it looked like?
Oh yeah, no, that's exactly what it was. It was a whole bunch of little things, and just us not coming together and executing the plays properly was what was holding us back.
Jordan, here's an operations thing I need to ask. After the Chiefs game, Andy Reid complimented your command and how you ran the game. He also said you did a great job with the play clock. Like you were trying to clock the game and you try to keep Patrick off the field. Are you doing that intentionally? If you got an extra 7 or 8 seconds, let it come down so you can eat up clock?
I think that all depends on the situation in the game. With how we're trying to handle the clock, I don't think it's ever anything like early in the game that I'm thinking of. I think sometimes it's just how it happens with getting the plays in and things like that with the cadence. So I don't think that's something intentionally that's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jordan, speaking of clock, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation in college or wherever where Carolina was in with the time running down. Obviously, it's a really hard situation with only 19 seconds. Do you learn anything from just what happened to them and how close they were to getting that spike and getting another play?
Yeah, that situation that's come up in practice multiple times. We do our 2-minute drills and things like that where, you have no timeouts. You're trying to clock it and the clock's low. And just a situation that everybody kind of has to be on the same page of, all right, understanding there's no time left, that the receiver's got to be going to the end zone. And, me understanding that I can't clock in that situation and just that this is our last play, we need to take a shot at the end zone. So something that's came up in practice that we worked on that, but obviously, you see it live, see the other team do it, and it's another situation for us to learn from right there.
Jordan, I know
Two more for Jordan.
I know you've had the first 3 years you didn't have a lot of opportunities, so it's maybe an unfair question. But you had the touchdown to Jaden where you're on the move and you make that ridiculous throw. Then you throw a kind of similar one to Wicks last week. Both those instances you could have run, right? Instead, you create a touchdown by not doing it. Is that an area where you really feel like you've grown, or is that how you always were? I'm fascinated by how those plays played out, because they could have just been 10-yard runs or 15-yard runs.
Yeah, no, I think that's something that's always been a part of my game. Whenever I move in the pocket, if I feel I have time, I try and just keep my eyes downfield and let guys kind of move on scramble drill, things like that. And vice versa, if I feel, there might be pressure somewhere around me and I don't have time to keep my eyes downfield, just trying to run. But in those situations, when I feel like I have time, I have room, and I see guys out in front of me, I'm going to let them try and work and get open because I think that's an opportunity to make some more explosive plays than maybe just running.
What was the call on the sneak, and what did you see to make you all into that?
Yeah, I got up there. We had a run called, and I just felt the open A gap right there. I felt I can get the sneak off, so just audible to our sneak play. They didn't adjust to it, so we were able to get an easy one right there.
What's the key to improving the second time you see someone? Because they've seen you once already as well.
I just think all the plays that we gave up, just trying to correct those and be in the right position, just knowing what to expect now since we already done played them once. And just take everything that we done been beat on since we done played them, because I'm sure it's a copycat league, so I'm sure we're going to see a lot of things again and just go from there.
Does that change, though, now that obviously quarterback changes every week, it seems like, for the Vikings?
It's pretty much the same, because I think they're going to stick to all the similar plays that they call. Nothing's going to change for them. So they got 18 back, so that'll be a difference. But other than that, I think everything will be the same.
So what's the challenge with a mobile quarterback, though, from your perspective?
Just level rush and probably being real sticky on the back end. Not only that, but just level rush, not getting too high on them when rushing. Just having a balanced rush, I would say. Just keeping them in the pocket, that'll help. Just see mobile and everything.
So how do you practice that on the field?
By just doing it. Just having level rushes, whatever the case may be, taking that on into the game from there.
So you have to be aware of the guys to the left and right when you're pacing your own rush. I guess how do you?
Well, that's more so with them. It's not on me.
Yeah, but you blitz at times, so.
I mean.
Not as much as you like.
Yeah, but it's different from that. Yeah, what you said. That's it.
We had a long chat with Devondre a couple of weeks ago. He spoke at length about just the relationship you guys have when you're on the field. That he just kind of connected with you.
Yeah.
What was that like for you? And is it a disappointment you didn't get more snaps together so far?
Gotta be smart when answering that. Anytime I played with him, I feel like it gave me more confidence just by him being a guy with a ton of experience or whatever the case may be. And that was it, I'll say. It just gave me a ton of confidence, lined up beside him, just getting prepared and everything like that. Stokes trying to distract me. My bad, y'all. Come on.
Cody, do you feel like the defense needs to make a statement in this game?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We got to go out here, play with a lot of physicality, hold guys up, get off the field on third downs. That's one thing we can do. And capitalize, get turnovers. It's easy for me to say that, but we actually have to do that on Sunday. So yeah, I'll say.
How do you take it from knowing that you need to do it to actually doing it?
Just doing it. Having pre-snap awareness, whatever the case may be. Communicating before the play, helping guys out, things like that. Anything that can help, I'll say.
Was there an improvement in the communication? Do you feel like in the Panthers game?
Yeah, I feel like it was better. Yeah, it was better because we had major emphasis on it, and so leading into the game, I feel like we did everything we needed to do.
You guys got the win, but how did that fourth quarter sit with you over the holidays as you're prepping this week? And how does that all sit with you the way that fourth quarter went?
It didn't sit too well with me. This is no shot at the Panthers or whatever the case may be, but I didn't think they played really well on the offensive side of the ball. Neither to have us, I feel like, but I feel like we gave up a lot of plays, got comfortable, I feel like, and by us I mean myself as well. So That's pretty much all I'll say. I wasn't too much happy about it. A win is a win in the NFL, but it could be better, I feel like.
Do you use that outside chatter, you know, the defense struggling, you know, every week for these last few weeks, it's kind of the headlines, or would it be nice to shut people up, and do you even pay attention?
I don't even pay attention. Last year I did, but now I don't even pay attention what anybody has to say. Just go out and play, that's it.
Is that all the meditating helping?
Yeah, it's happened a ton, for sure. Yeah, it's getting hard now, but I'm still doing it.
How do you ignore it in 2023 when it's, you know, everywhere?
Oh, I don't have Twitter, for
Devondre
one.
does.
That's the problem. See, Twitter is the problem. So I don't have Twitter. I'd rather be on social media, for real. I just try to stay away from it because it can creep into your mind. It's going to be a lot of naysayers out there. Everybody have an opinion on everything, what we should be doing. I just don't try to pay attention to it. Just try to focus on this team and what we got in this building. That's all I can do.
What would it mean for you and the team to go into a new year with a big win?
It'll be big because this is pretty much a playoff game, I would say. Not only that, this is a rival whose both teams are fighting to try to get in a position where we want to be at the end of the year. It'll be a big win, I would say, for sure. A big win, big time win.
So what are your feelings going, you know, into a big game, must-win game, national TV, prime time, the whole thing?
Same as always. I step onto the field fully expecting to win every single game. That's my mentality. This one, I'll have a lot of family there. It's the closest thing I'll ever get to a home state game. So just going into the bank, got to take care of business.
That's why you get to do that every year then, right?
Yes. Yeah, at least once a year.
Is your family going to be wearing purple, though?
Not my family. No.
Maybe some friends from high school or something.
Yeah, maybe one or two of them, but no.
So what's the mentality going into a must-win game for the offense?
Just our regular keys to victory. As generic as it sounds, you know, we got to win the football. We can't give it up to them. It's hard to win games when you're giving the football to your opponent. We got to come out fast. You know, that the string of games we put together, we were coming out and being dominant against our opponents. You know, we came out fast, and we just got to be locked in and disciplined. You know, we've been running the same plays week in, week out. So it just comes down to who can run it better, us versus their defense.
Earlier in the season, some of the guys on defense said, hey, we want to help the offense. We're just not going to give up any points. Now that the defense more recently has struggled a bit, is the offense's mentality, we just have to score as many points as possible?
Yeah, I mean, I step out in the field every single time and I'm punching. So, yeah, I mean, we have to play complementary football both sides of the ball. So earlier in the game against the Panthers, you know, our defense is out there just really stopping the run. Panthers couldn't get much going early, and us as an offense, we went out there and we were, you know, taking the field with pride and running the ball well, making good decisions with the ball. Jordan, our first drive, we scored a touchdown. Jordan was 4 for 4. You know, like we were just doing great. We were hot, and that's how we need to maintain.
How big of a difference is it for you from the last time you guys played the Vikings to now?
Yeah, I mean, the film of me, you know, I'm well over 300 snaps since that game. I mean, just the growth I've made emotionally and physically it's been a complete difference.
Stand up yesterday that the young guys on offense, that game was kind of a gut check. Like, you know, there's no choice. You guys have to step up and make plays. And since then, you guys really have. What do you remember about that experience after that game, like that check?
I'd say for me it was different because at that point I was still in a room where a lot of things were split up and delegated responsibilities. But as far as now, like, just all the games that have gone by, you've seen the growth. Like I said, with myself, emotionally, physically, like you've seen the growth that our young guys, the strides they've made and progress. So I think as a unit now we're more experienced, and we've really seen the benefits of us playing for each other. So that's the key, you know, it's going out there and playing for each other.
What is your confidence in 2 minutes right now? You guys have got 2 or 3 come from behind wins here in the last month.
It's high, man. You know, we rep it all the time, so it's expected that when we get in the moments, you know, in the heat of the moments, it's expected that we play good football. So, again, I have confidence. We all have confidence, and it's pretty good.
Okay. Does that grow the more that you have success in something like that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, usually when you're in 2-minute moments, a lot of the times you're trying to get a win, and, you know, that's just the way how this game goes. So.
What did you learn the first time you faced the Vikings, and what gives you confidence that this time around can be better the way the second time around against Detroit was?
I mean, you know, as a really experienced players on defense, you know, they love the pressure. That's been one of their biggest things throughout this year. And, you know, it just comes down to us just playing good football overall. So.
I want to. How much did you learn your first year about how he approached your off season to get through a long NFL season and to take NFL kinds of hits?
One more time.
I mean, did you go into your off season after your first year thinking about, man, I got to have more upper body strength to take these hits, or I've got to work more on, you know, protecting myself and running routes where, you know, I'm not over the middle and take shots. Think about that.
Nah, man, I just try to keep it short and sweet. I just try to, you know, work on, you know, just my technique as a player. And, you know, as far as my physicality, that is a significant role throughout the offseason, just to kind of get bigger, stronger, quicker, faster, whatever the case may be. But other than that, you know, every other player would agree in here that it does, you know, take a physical role and some mental just to kind of, you know, regroup yourself, get it all going. So, yeah.
How about recovery in season during the week? Are you a little bit better at it this year than you were last year, or does it just matter as the game plays out?
Recovery matters, but in this league, it's 100% guaranteed. So, again, as long as you're just taking care of yourself throughout the course of the year, not just specific areas throughout the year, you'll be good, man.
Romeo, how much do you pride yourself on contested catches, and what's your mindset when the ball's in the air and you're receiving?
Just make the play and get a new set of downs so we can go out and score.
Why do you think you've been so successful at that? It seems like it's a strong suit.
I mean, just, you know, just having that mindset, and, you know, within having that mindset, just making sure I continue to work at it all the time. So.
Especially when Christian has been out, and Jaden, he said he's going to play this week, basically said that. When Jaden's on the field, how does that help you as a wide receiver that you've noticed?
No, it helps, man, you know, because, I mean, Jaden is a huge role in this offense, as well as Christian. But, again, it just, you know, just comes down to just making plays whenever the name is called and, you know, just making sure that my guys can go out there and ball.
Is this venue one of the loudest you play in this year?
Huh?
Is this stadium one of the loudest you play in this year?
I mean, yeah, I played in there my first, you know, NFL career game a year ago. It was pretty loud, but again, as long as we continue to play our game, only good things will happen. So.
Romeo, I'd like to ask you about the red zone. You guys had a couple games where you struggled in the red zone, seemed to get better last week. What is the key when you get inside the 20 to getting that thing in the end zone?
Get 7 and not 3 points, but if it come down to it, take whatever's on the board.
But is it harder because the field is shorter? I mean, less room out there when you're running routes?
Yeah, I mean, in the red zone, in the red zone, I mean, obviously everything isn't going to go as planned as you think it would be. You know, sometimes it may be on time, sometimes it may be off schedule. So it's just being football aware and self-aware, just understanding where you're at on the field or whatnot. So.
Is the atmosphere loud? Does that affect you there more than anywhere else on the field?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Romeo, do you have a favorite catch this year? There's a few that come to mind.
Nah, I don't dig into that type of stuff, you know, if I'm being honest. But I mean, to answer it, I would say my best one was probably the Buffalo one a year ago. But other than that, I mean, I don't really.
Was last week up there? Last week's catch, is that somewhere in that list?
I mean, if y'all want to add it there, y'all can. But again, I still got some season left, so just got to make sure my mind is clear on what's at stake. So.
How much are you itching to play in a game of this magnitude?
Yeah, it's always, tough to sit out, watch the guys go out there and compete, but, it's always good, also seeing the guys succeed out there. Definitely itching to go back out there on Sunday and just this caliber of a game. In that stadium, I'm hearing a lot of things about, how loud it is in there and everything, so I'm excited to go out there and compete.
Could you talk me through some of the biggest games you've played in your career and kind of how this stacks up high school, college, and all that? I mean, this is a game
yeah, just being in the Big Ten, playing Ohio State, Michigan and all those schools, it's definitely a big rivalry and, loud stadium, it's always big games like that. And just playing those games are, that's why we do this, to go out there and, play the best, playing those big games like that, especially at this point in the season, with where we're at. So definitely ready to go out there on Sunday and compete.
What do you think of the position your team's in? You fought through a lot this year.
Yeah.
Ups and downs and ups and ups and downs and downs. But now you're here.
Yeah.
2 wins will likely get you in. Do you approach it that way? It's a playoff start?
Just take it game by game, really. At this point, we're looking to win out. We're looking to go 9-8, obviously. And we just got to take it day by day. Each day of the week, prepare to get to Sunday. And, Sunday will take care of itself.
Yesterday you were limited, I believe, and then today, from what we saw, you were out there. How are you feeling? Were you full go today?
Yeah, I was full go today. I feel really good, and I'm just ready to be back out there with the guys and go out there and get the job done.
So there's no question at all.
I mean, I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I feel a lot better, and I'm ready to go.
What's it like when you approach a game like? Obviously, you had big games, college atmospheres, and all that, but. Is there any scoreboard watching, especially with you playing the night games? Some things that happen at noon will matter a whole lot to you guys.
I just think we got to go out there, prepare the correct way that we have been all week and, take it play by play. The scoreboard will take care of itself, and, when the clock hit donuts at the end, that's when everything else will come to life.
What's the biggest difference between the way you guys play now compared to the Vikings game, or like something that you've noticed different, just doing so much better?
Yeah, just me. I would say personally, my understanding of the game and defenses and leverages and how to run routes. My condition is a lot better. Just understanding what the defense is in, how they play and everything. I think we'll be able to go out there and play a lot faster and confident.
So the second time around you played Detroit, obviously a lot better than the first.
Yes.
Do you expect the second time around against these guys to follow a similar blueprint just because you've seen them?
Every game is different, but definitely I think we're a different team than what we were in the beginning of the year. Obviously, that showed the Detroit game. And I just think, we just got to keep going and, elevate as the season goes on.
Has that shift been kind of crazy just from when you guys were relying on the defense just to hold you in there long enough to be able to get something going, and now it's kind of things have changed a little bit the last few weeks? I mean, just that dynamic, is that crazy different?
It's complementary football, offense, defense, special teams. We all got to come together as one and, execute our job. And that's what we're here to do, prepare so we can go out there and, be great on all phases, and that's what we're coached to do, and, that's what we're paid to do.
That last Minnesota game, it was kind of at the end of the progression of kind of some rocky football for this offense. You guys were in the next week. Pittsburgh was the next week. You guys have climbing since then. When you look back on film of that game, did you find anything that's like, okay, this is the problem, we need to get that corrected?
Yeah, just like I said earlier, just understanding defenses and, just playing faster. I can say myself, I played a lot more hesitant, earlier in the year. And I'm just, at a spot in the season where I'm confident and I can play fast and, play a lot better than I did before.
How do you get that to click in? Because going out there that
you
play fast, but it doesn't just happen.
Yeah, definitely repetition. The more reps you get, the more confidence you build in your game and, the more you understand the game. So I would just say repetition is the main thing and just learning how to execute.
Does that translate to more separation on your routes and stuff, like in terms of execution? How does that translate to playing fast?
No doubt, just playing faster with confidence, attacking the right leverages, everything, stuff like that, understanding what they're in, what they're you know, disguising to go to, and, you know, just a lot of things like that.
You guys have answers
I ain't
for
got no-
Justin
oh.
Jefferson.
He's a good player. I usually don't speak on people we finna play, but really good player. I think he's one of the best in the game for sure.
So I know you usually don't like to speak on him besides saying what the resume is, but when you prepare for a guy of his caliber,
Same way, no matter who it is. Same.
Same with quarterback.
same defensive calls and all, there has to be something different.
Same. I mean, you go every week, you play the game plan that the coaches give you. Ain't nothing else to it. Gotta go out there and execute.
How about the challenge for a DB against a mobile quarterback while also having to worry about a guy like Jefferson and their other targets?
This ain't the first mobile quarterback we done played. I mean, I think Buddy in Chicago is also a mobile quarterback, so I just play what they call and go execute.
What did you see when you saw Jaron in the limited reps he played here at Lambeau earlier this year?
Young guy came in and took a knee and won the game, I guess. We got like one drive, so there's really nothing to see.
When you look at a big game like this, after everything this team's been through, what does it mean to be in this type of position, and how do you approach this and make sure that this team puts its best foot forward?
I mean, it's Sunday Night Football. At the end of the day, however you approach every primetime game, I feel like as a player, you approach it that way. With this being the last primetime game for us this year, it's a big one. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna see it, so you approach it. If you approach it hard, you approach it a little harder this time. That's about it, honestly.
You guys played a lot of good football this year up until the last few games. How do you get back to that level? Is there a thing or two that you would pinpoint there to get back to that level?
Your question again?
Is there a thing or two that you can pinpoint to get back to the level that you guys were playing at for most of the year?
No, just football. Every week not gonna be the same. It don't matter nobody record. I know people talking about Carolina, but Carolina they play tough. You know, play hard. They got a good coach that they playing hard for. So I mean, you can look at the score every week. You got to play a game. You got to win the game. It don't matter about the score. It don't matter about what their record is. The team can beat you. It don't matter. So no.
What do you make of the defensive performance the last 2 weeks when the Bucs and Carolina were able to put up a lot of points?
I just think it's just football. They just hit us on things that go against like coverages or certain coverages. Like they're in the NFL too. You know what I'm saying? The goal is to shut them out before the game, and we won the game. So I mean, everybody gonna score points. It's just football. At the end of the day, I don't even know how to explain the answer. It's just football. They gonna get some plays. You gonna get some plays. The goal is just to make more plays than them. It's the only way you gonna win the game.
When you were game planning this week, did you have an idea that it was going to be Hall getting a start, or did you guys like literally just even it out across the board?
Just even it out, study all the quarterbacks. It don't matter about who play. You can study him all day, and then game time they got another quarterback, so it don't even matter.
How much studying goes into your obviously when you return it, you're free flowing a lot of the time. It feels like you're making instinctive decisions in split seconds. But you had some pretty good success against them here at Lambeau last year, a big one. Do they look the same on special teams? I'm sure there's a lot of different guys in there just due to the nature of the beast.
Yeah, I think they look the same, but I think honestly, I don't get the same looks I got last year. You know, a lot of teams don't send everybody when I go kick return. A lot of people like leave their ones off late when I break it, so it's like it's not as easy as it is last year. But the scheme is a scheme. We gonna scare them no matter what. Nobody want to really kick us the ball, especially not head to head, and let us do what we want to do. So Rich just do a good job of just trying to game plan and figure out what good call is gonna be for that one. And then last year it was just the right call. It just hit. And sometimes it don't hit, and sometimes it do. But it's all at the end of the day. It's not on me. It's not on the blockers. It's just you got to be one unit at one time.
How much can a return like that do for you guys? I think it was the second to last game last year, though, at your place. When you made that play right after the block punt and the field goal the defense had given up, what does a play like that do for a team in a huge have-to-have-it game?
I think it's swing momentum, especially like if we give up a touchdown on defense and then they got to kick me the ball. So that always boosts my confidence up when I'm back there. So they just got to see me no matter what. They got to see me. If they give me the ball, give me an op. This is what it is.
Do you feel like the defense has something to prove in this game?
No, I just think we need to go out there and do what we do. I don't think there's nothing to prove. It's just football.
Yesterday, Stokes called y'all some dogs. What is the mentality of the defense?
Just wake up and come in and work. At the end of the day,
execute what they call and go play our game. We do what we're supposed to do. We're gonna come out on the end. It's just how it goes.
It would be nice though to shut some people up with a great defensive performance. Just put a full 4 quarters together.
I mean, you can have a good defensive performance and lose a game, so it wouldn't even matter. Y'all still gonna have your own narrative, so it doesn't matter. I feel like we just need to go out there and win the game. I think the most important thing is winning the game.
Earlier this year, when you played Detroit a second time, the results were a lot better. When you play Minnesota a second time, what gives you confidence that something like that can happen again?
I don't think it's a play better. I think it's hard to beat a team twice, no matter how many. You know what I'm saying? Like if you play a team, you gotta play them again. So I think it's just hard. Yeah, I don't really know how to answer that. It's hard to beat a team twice, but you can beat a team twice, especially in the NFL. So if you don't come to play, you're gonna lose. Simple.
I'd say 9 out of 10 times you touch the ball, kickoff return, I think you might take it to the house.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Because of your explosion. After you secure the ball, do you ever get a chance where you look up and say, this one I can take just with the way?
No, I just run. No, I don't really see people. I just see color. Me running fast.
And just react.
Yeah, I just go off color. If I see green, I go this way. If I see someone else, yeah, I just see color. I don't see jersey numbers or nothing.
New year coming, how do you reflect on your 2023?
Growth. First full year playing nickel, starting at it, and being like a priority guy on such teams where everybody is gunning for me. I think it was growth. I use that word.
What about off the field? Is life good this year?
Yeah, life good. Yeah, life's good. Life's all right. Life's all right.
Hey everybody, it's Three Guys with Three Things, and Mike, you're up.
Well, Larry, a lot of adjustments going on with both the Packers and the Vikings heading into this Sunday night matchup. In Green Bay's secondary, Jair Alexander had just gotten back into action from injury, but now he will not be playing due to the suspension. The Packers also continuing to work Eric Stokes back into the fold at cornerback, and at safety, Darnell Savage was back at practice after missing some time. On Minnesota's side of things, very coy over there about who the quarterback is going to be on Sunday night. They just lost T.J. Hockenson, their star tight end, to an injury. Justin Jefferson has been back in their lineup the last few weeks, so a lot of things about this matchup will look very different compared to the previous one at midseason.
Weston.
Yeah, and to kind of dovetail off what Mike was saying there as well, regardless of who the quarterback is, and there's a lot of different machinations and scenarios that could play out for Minnesota, Green Bay needs to find ways to generate pressure and take away the football. When you look at this recent stretch for Green Bay, last 7 games, just 1 interception. That's Keyshawn Nixon's pick against Patrick Mahomes. You look at the Minnesota Vikings, I think it's 30 giveaways this year so far in the season. That's second most, tied for second most in the National Football League. I don't care who's out there. Fran Tarkin could be out there. The Green Bay Packers have to get some interceptions in this ballgame.
In a somewhat related development, the Packers have 6 interceptions all season. That is second fewest in the National Football League. But I maintain that the Green Bay Packers will intercept at least 1 pass against the Minnesota Vikings. May I state my case?
Please do.
Okay. Exhibit A, Nick Mullins. Last 2 games, 6 interceptions. Exhibit B, rookie quarterback, 5th-round draft choice, Jaron Hall. He has thrown 10 NFL passes in his life. Exhibit C, the Packers are due, as Weston mentioned, 1 pick in the last 7 games. You heard it here first. The Green Bay Packers will intercept at least 1 pass Sunday night. And that's Three Guys with Three Things. See you next time.
what you got? I'm going to the top. I'm going to the top. Are you ready? Is you ready? You say you ready? Whole squad ready? Is you ready? Are you ready? Is you ready? Whole squad ready?
Wanna do is make the whole crowd bounce, y'all. Bounce, y'all. Bounce, y'all. Bounce, y'all. Bounce, y'all.
On September 30th, 2007, Brett Favre became the all-time passing touchdown leader when he found Greg Jennings in the end zone for a 16-yard touchdown. The first of his 2 touchdowns on the day was the 421st of his career, surpassing Dan Marino's 420 touchdowns. Favre would finish his career with 508 passing touchdowns and would hold the record until being passed by Peyton Manning in 2014. Memorable moments brought to you by the Oneida Casino.